The sneaker resale business has become a highly lucrative endeavor. An ever-growing horde of prospectors perch in sidewalk bivvies each weekend in hopes of hitting 24-carat trefoil or sterling silver swoosh. But the market is a fickle beast, where fortunes can be made and lost on the unforeseeable, such as high production numbers and secondary drops. Not all prices rely on hype cycle. Some shoes have an intrinsic value, but the simple fact is there are some unbelievably expensive sneakers in the world. So dust off that imaginary pocketbook as we embark on the ultimate fantasy sneaker shopping adventure. In no particular order, here we go. Nike Mag 2016. The first shoe that springs to mind when the question of selling a kidney comes up has to be the 2016 version of Nike's Air Mag. The sci-fi sneaker were first imagined in the late 80s and presented on the silver screen in Back to Future 2. Of course, the lights and auto-lacing feature were originally achieved during cinematic tricks. It took almost 30 years for technology to catch up with the concept. The release of the battery-powered motor-driven sneakers were limited to fewer than 100 pairs, which were doled out via raffle to sneakerheads, cinephiles and pop culture aficionados. Wide-ranging appeal, secrecy and technological significance have made it one of the most sought-after sneakers out there. If you are willing to invest the average cost of $26,000, we are sure the value will only appreciate. Michael Jordan's game-worn Converse Fastbreak. 1984 was not only Michael Jordan's rookie year in the NBA, it was also the year he and Team USA won gold at the Olympics in Los Angeles. At this early stage in his career, MJ was yet to make the switch to the swoosh and was still rocking Converse as a hangover from his college sponsorship. In June 2017, a pair of Converse Fastbreaks signed by the then rookie and said to be have worn on court at the Olympics came up for auction. They were expected to sell for around $100,000, but when all was said and done, they reached a staggering $193,000, the highest ever price for a pair of game-worn sneakers. DJ Khaled's X Jordan 3, Grateful. Over the past couple of decades, Jordan brand have been responsible for the majority of jaw-droppingly high sale prices. There were the signed Flu Game 12s that clocked in at $104,000, the regular $13,000 plus sales of OG models, or any one of the many limited releases that sell for between $5,000 and $10,000. One of the latest entrants into the league of bank-busting J's is DJ Khaled's Grateful Jordan 3s. Mere months after release, the bright red sneakers were going for anything between $16,000 and $25,000. Act fast if he ever decides to drop another. Valon X Nike Air Force 1. Right as releases were about to flow, Nike's collaborative partnership with Valon was cut short amid sexual assault allegations leveled against A$AP Bari. The first drop was a low-cut Air Force 1, which can fetch hefty resale prices of just over $15,000. But it was the later high-cut version that really caught everyone's eye. It's said the 20 pairs were made and raffled off at Nike Paris, and although many suggested a wider release in the following weeks or months, the severance took place too soon to find out. If you do happen to find a pair, the high-cut Valon Air Force 1s currently fetch around $8,000, and there are still other gems to be harvested from the ditched partnership. Around a month before ties were cut, a couple of photos surfaced showing a collection of Valon X Nike Vandals. They may be nothing more than a sneaker folklore, but if you do ever track down a pair of scandalous sneakers, don't let them get away. Air Jordan 11 Jeter. He's one of the greatest New York Yankees of all time, so it was only fitting that Jordan brand bestowed Derek Jeter one of the rarest Jordan releases of all time. To commemorate his retirement in 2017, 5 pairs of velvety new Air Jordan 11s were released in a scratch-off auction at a special pop-up near Yankee Stadium. Dressed in navy suede, this minimal marvel features Jeter's famed number 2 on the heel in white. To our knowledge, 3 of the 5 pairs are currently vaulted up in US consignment stores, ballpark prices ranging from $30,000 to $50,000. You'd probably need a Jeter-sized bank account to even consider forking out for a pair. Missemi 100mm Diamond. There had been plenty of occasions where customizers and cashed upgraders took an existing pair of shoes, decorated them with diamonds, and voila, created a super expensive sneaker. That's all well and good, but it seems like a cop-out when it comes to qualifying for this list because it's not really the shoe that's worth the money. For example, did you know Drake had a solid gold Owensjia 10 made that cost him $1.9 million? You can't really call it a sneaker, merely the image of one, but it's a whole different ball game when a brand decides to produce and sell a shoe teeming with glittering treasure. Imagine how the conversation went down at Bissimi when someone suggested they load up a shoe with 11.5 carats of diamonds set in 18 karat gold, and then confidently priced them at a retail for $132,000. What a ridiculous idea, but they did it. For that much, you'd hope they come with their own security detail. Doss NMD R1 Friends and Family. Since the advent of Boost and the power of Yeezy, Adidas have been creeping up into the 4 and 5 figure price range more and more often. The success of the brand's NMD is undeniable, selling out colorway after colorway, but that's not all. The pitch black version fetches a cool $5,000 these days. Impressive. Yes, but a feeble figure measured against the Friends and Family NMD R1. With a similar colorway to the OG NMD, these glitch camo knitted sneakers were given out to the design team responsible for the Nomad. If you were not one of the ID card toting recipients, you will have to fork out around $10,000 to add them to your collection. Pharell Williams X Adidas HU NMD Friends and Family. Pharell Williams is a pro when it comes to generating hype. The also stylish rapper has been involved in countless collabs and built a number of brands, but it's his latest work with Adidas that lands him on the list. The HU NMD combines the comfort of Boost with an aesthetic style by one our generation's best dressed dudes. While the Gia versions have inched up into the 4-figure range, the Friends and Family releases are the ones commanding mega bucks. You can snag a pair of the maroon for about $12,000, or if you'd rather, the shock pink will set you back close to $15,000. A mere pretense when you realize that once you own a pair you can pretend Pharrell gave them to you personally, although your landlords probably won't care as they serve you with an eviction notice. Macklemore X Jordan 6. For a long time, the Eminem Jordan 4 has sat at the high end of the pricing scale without any other rapper collabs coming close. There are some Yeezy samples and of course the Red October, but who could have guessed that the next lyricist to shoot up the list would be none other than Macklemore? It seems kind of ironic that the guy behind Thrift Shop, a song that extols the values of frugality and nurturing your own sense of style, created a shoe now commanding $25,000. Only got $20 in your pocket? Move along. Rick Owens Geobasket Iguana. Whether you like it or not, there is no denying that the luxury designer brands have become a staple part of the scene over the past 10 years or so. As outlandish as a $1,000 pair of a pre-dirtied Balenciaga XXS might seem, or a similarly priced pair of pre-distressed Golden Goose sneakers, we think Rick Owens takes the cake with his Iguana skin Geobasket. There are probably a few folks who think that the appropriated style, bulbous silhouette, and gratuitous tongue are so chic. Nevertheless, there have been plenty of criticisms leveled at the relatively unregulated farming of iguanas for their skins over the years. So if you're going to drop a $3,000, leave a little cash in the kitty. You'll need to buy soap to wash the blood off your hands. Nike Moon Shoe. Part of the Stadium Goods x Sotheby's Ultimate Sneaker Collection, the out-of-this-world Moon Shoe was so coveted that it was auctioned off separately to the rest of the $8,500,000 assemblage. The Nike Waffle Racing Flat, also known as the Moon Shoe, was reportedly one of the just dozen pairs ever created, and believed to be the only DS pair in existence. Cobbled by the early Nike employee Geoff Hollister for runners at the 1972 Olympic trials, the Moon Shoe is constructed from nylon and sewn together with fishing line. So with a quirk, the soles were literally molded with waffle irons. That was all. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed and liked our video, please don't forget to subscribe. You can subscribe the channel by clicking the red subscribe button below or by clicking the link given in the description. Thanks for watching the game.